This is a Disneyland original little long playing record, and I am your story reader. I'm going to begin now to read the story of Robin Hood. You can read along with me in your book. You will know it is time to turn the page when Tinker Bell rings her little bells like this. Let's begin now. About 800 years ago, England was ruled by King Richard, a just king, who at the time of this story was away from his homeland on the Holy Crusades. Hugh Fitzooth and his son Robin were master bowmen, who were also living in the country at that time. One day there was going to be a great tournament at Nottingham, with the fighters throughout the land competing. Robin was going to be there with his father. The sheriff of Nottingham, who was disliked by the people for collecting unjust taxes, entered his best archer to shoot against Robin and his father. In the final match, Robin's father and the sheriff's archer hit the bullseye, but Robin's arrow split the arrow of the sheriff's archer, and he was declared the winner. Robin gave the grand prize, a golden arrow, to the Queen's lady-in-waiting, Lady Marian. After the unjust sheriff killed his father, Robin went to live in the heart of Sherwood Forest. He changed his name to Robin Hood and vowed to get even with the sheriff and Prince John, the ambitious brother of King Richard. Prince John outlawed Robin Hood and offered a reward for his capture. Many men went to find Robin, but not to capture him, but to join him in his fight against the unjust. One day, as Robin walked through the woods, he came to a narrow bridge. As he started to cross, another man, much larger than Robin, began to cross from the other side. "Stand aside, fellow," said Robin, "and let me pass." "Why should I stand aside?" asked the stranger. "Why don't you?" The two men fought, using long jousting poles, until finally the giant fell into the stream. Robin helped him up, and the two men became friends. "What's your name?" asked Robin. "John Little," the man replied. "Then I shall call you Little John," said Robin, and the two men went on into the woods to meet Robin's band of men. Robin wanted a clergyman to care for his men's spiritual needs and went to see a hermit called Friar Tuck. As a joke, Robin drew his sword and made the friar carry him on his shoulders across the river to the abbey. When they got to the other side, the friar then drew his sword and made Robin carry him back. Friar Tuck was welcomed into Robin's band of men. Bad news from the Crusades reached England. King Richard had been captured by the enemy and would not be released until a huge ransom had been paid. At a gathering in the castle, all the people were donating money to free the king. Robin Hood and some of his men were there in disguise. The sheriff gave some money and said that was all he had, but that if he had had any more, he would gladly have given it for the king's safe return. Robin Hood and his men sprang forward out of the crowd and presented all the tax money that the sheriff had forced from the people, which Robin had taken from the sheriff's house. Prince John and the sheriff had been going to use the tax money to overthrow King Richard. Now it was going to be used to help release him. Prince John thought of a plan to capture Robin Hood and his men by setting a trap using Lady Marian as bait. He put her in prison and then waited for Robin to attempt to release her. One night, Robin and his men disguised themselves as the sheriff and his archers and got into the castle. They crept down to the dungeons and released Lady Marian. As they tried to escape from the castle, the sheriff and his men attacked them. Lady Marian and Robin Hood's men managed to get over the drawbridge before it began to close, but Robin was fighting with the sheriff on the bridge as it went up. Just before it closed, the sheriff was knocked off and fell to his death, and Robin dived into the moat and escaped. Some time later, in Robin's forest hideout, a hooded knight appeared before them. "Where is this man called Robin Hood?" the knight asked. "I am Robin Hood. What do you want?" replied Robin. "I have come here to rid this land of outlaws," said the knight. And with that, the knight removed his hood, and there stood King Richard. Robin and his men bowed before their freed king. "I thank you and your hood for all you have done. You are no longer outlaws," said the king. "As for you, Robin Hood," said the king, drawing his sword, "I dub thee Sir Robin." King Richard returned to the throne, and Robin Hood's men were rewarded for their loyalty to the king. Prince John was justly punished, and Lady Marian became the wife of Sir Robin Hood.
I'll sing a song, a rollicky song, as I roll along my way, with a hey-dairy-die and a dairy-die-do and a riddle-de-diddle-de-day. Hark to the tale of Robin Hood and of his merry men. His likes you are not like to see in all the world again. His bow was long, his arm was strong, and his heart was good and true. Well did he fight to gain the right, and so I pray may you. I'll sing a song, a rollicky song, as I roll along my way, with a hey-dairy-die and a dairy-die-do and a riddle-de-diddle-de-day. Now Robin, who is called Fitzooth, is dwelling in the wood. His coat is changed to Lincoln green, his name to Robin Hood. Oh, Robin Hood doth hunt the deer that in the woodlands prance, but oft-times shoots the sheriff's men by sorrowful mischance. I'll sing a song, a rollicky song, as I roll along my way, with a hey-dairy-die and a dairy-die-do and a riddle-de-diddle-de-day. Oh, Robin Hood, poor Robin Hood, with a riddle-de-diddle-de-day. He robs the rich to help the poor, a most unusual practice. And now that he has been outlawed, he needn't pay his taxes. I'll sing a song, a rollicky song, as I roll along my way, with a hey-dairy-die and a dairy-die-do and a riddle-de-diddle-de-day. Oh, the sheriff with 80 bowmen rose out of Nottingham town, but Robin Hood left those bowmen a-gaspin' on the ground. Oh, the sheriff, he dined with Robin Hood, and when he had paid the score, back to Nottingham spurred. But from what I heard, he rode hindside to Ford. Now, here's to the tail in the sheriff's hand, and here's to the bowl in thine. And when ye have drunk to Robin Hood, pray leave a penny in mine, oh mine. Pray leave a penny in mine. I'll sing a song, a rollicky song, as I roll along my way, with a hey-dairy-die and a dairy-die-do and a riddle-de-diddle-de-day, with a hey-dairy-die and a dairy-die-do and a riddle-de-diddle-de-day.